better, though, at least in today's society. Like, physically, it's not that big of a deal. So, no.
Right. Okay. Well, society has evolved a lot. And yes, physical strength may not play as much of a role as it has. I just think it's a crazy statement to make that women, as a feminist, I think it's a crazy statement to make that women are superior to men. It's not gonna help
Why do
anyone.
you do this? Oh my goodness. Bro, there is so many men who think that grape is okay, think that beating their wives is okay, think that hurting women is okay. When men are rude to women, it's terms of grape, domestic violence, domestic abuse, raping women, assaulting them, doing weird things to them. When it's women about men, their women are simply complaining about those things. Why do you want to meet halfway with equality with a sex that commits way more pedophilia than you, bestiality, assault, grape? Like, why would you want to meet halfway with a sex like that? It's very obvious that women do
Meet
that.
halfway?
You're
I
not
want men
equal.
to suffer the consequences of their actions, just like I want women to. But
No,
saying
listen,
that
listen.
women are just objectively better than men is not
They
going to
are.
contribute
Those
to anything.
all those statistics support that. Men are 50% of the population but commit 90% of the crimes. Like, it's very
Right,
obvious that
and you
women, quite
want
frankly,
a conclusion instead of a solution. That's your
yeah.
problem.
The solution is men realizing that that's a very obvious and disgusting thing, and hence trying to be more like women and do less crime. Women are outpacing men in education, earning more, at least younger women, because the older women are affected by the evil men who started the patriarchy. But younger women are outpacing men in education, finance, like socially. They unalive themselves at lesser rates. They're doing far better than men, and it's so crazy how you still think men are, equal to women who are just way superior in every way, shape, and form.
It's it's just weird that you come on here, you shit on your own gender, first of all,
It is,
and
and
you don't want a solution to the problem.
I just asked you, is it men or women? And you said men. You agreed that men did basically all the terrible things in society are done by men. And then you're saying that, yeah, I'm going to do that because they're terrible. Men are, quite frankly,
Yes.
terrible.
And what is your religion going to do about it? Women get hurt
That's a
every
good
day by
question.
men.
Well, my religion aims to help women, and by helping women, we also need to help men fundamentally, because men are women's biggest enemies, because men are the ones who are hurting women. So fundamentally, if I want to help women, I also need to tell the men to be feminists, stop committing crimes, stop doing all these terrible things, be more like women, learn from what women are doing, because women are outposting you in education, they're earning more than you, they're unaliving themselves less than you. So why on earth would you not want to follow women and act more like women and be more like them?
So your religion supports that men should be more like women. I get that in certain ways.
Yes, because if men were like women, they wouldn't commit assault, because women don't assault anywhere near as much as men. They wouldn't commit rape because women.
But they can't, right? Because they're just naturally inferior.
Naturally, but you need to overcome your nature, okay? That's an important part. They need to overcome their nature. That will always be present, but they can overcome their nature by, working on themselves to do those things a lot less. They have some agency in it. As a man, I do have agency in how I treat women as well. But if you keep giving them excuses, being like, yes, we're equal, you're good, when men are doing all these terrible things, you're not actually helping them, you're actually hurting them, because all this data, which you just even said, shows men are doing much more terrible things at significantly more rates than women. Do you understand?
Okay. But do you see this like hatred towards one gender has never led to anything good? Fascism is coming back to America. Okay.
No, wait, no. But in this case, it's justified hatred. Just like if I ask you, did you hate people who, let me say, I don't know, H-Man from World War II, do you hate him?
Do I hate him?
Yes.
Sure. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So hatred towards, do you hate men who rape women?
Yes.
Do you hate men who are pedophiles?
Yes.
Right, exactly. So there's justified hatred. For example, men who attack women, these men who do these terrible acts, which you said men do at far higher
No,
rates than women.
that's the thing. I hate rapists. I don't hate men. Women can be rapists too, right?
Actually, no. Legally, no. But regardless, especially in the United
Legally,
Kingdom.
no. Women can't be rapists.
Actually, no. Especially in the United Kingdom. Perhaps in other countries, but at least the United Kingdom, legally, no. That's a fact. And so,
Okay. Can I ask you something?
Yeah. What's your question?
If I poison a man let's say I put something in his drink, okay? I make him unconscious and I start to undress him and do things to him. That's not rape.
No, that wouldn't be.
That's
And
okay
regardless,
then.
no, I never said that would necessarily be okay, but women don't actually do that at all. Like, and again, you're just like, I don't know why you're simping so hard for men. Men are terrible.
Women don't do that at all?
Absolutely not. You just told me that men do basically all of that all the time. Women don't do that at all. So it's crazy how you're gonna try and stand.
Men do it a lot more than women.
Have you ever faced?
I agree. I agree.
Have you ever faced?
What I'm
SA,
trying
or
to say is I hate rapists. I hate rapists. I hate pedophiles. And those
hold on 1 second. Men make up 90% of all those groups. You realize that, right?
Yes.
Right, exactly.
Sure.
That men don't know how to act. It's the women who know how to act. Hence, if the women are
someone in the chat said I'm a pick me.
You unfortunately, I feel like you have internalized misogyny caused by other men because there's no reason.
I really don't. I'm the biggest feminist you can find.
So why are you standing up for men when they do all these terrible things in far greater?
Feminism is about equality. It's not about.
Oh, you're not equal,
shit talking men.
If one sex commits 90% of all these egregious, disgusting acts, how are they equal? One's clearly superior because they do it in far less. And one superior.
I'm saying that men and women should have equal opportunities, equal rights.
Yes, but in terms of equal in how they act, women are very superior to men. Women don't do these terrible things like men do.
Sure, yeah, sure.
Right, exactly. And that's why I say women are superior to men, because men do all these terrible things. Women don't.
Women in general are just superior to men, but that's not...
That's true. That's it. Thank you. That's what I'm saying.
So if you have a woman who's so if you take a random woman on the planet and you take a random man, the woman's just gonna be better. Just
yes,
always.
Absolutely. Fundamentally, absolutely. I would gamble all my money on that, number one. Number two, have you ever heard of the man versus bear argument?
What?
The man versus bear argument.
No.
Well, basically, women have been asked, would you rather be stuck in the woods with a man or a bear? And rightfully so, they said a bear.
Yeah. I've heard that one. Of course I have.
The reason is because it's that men fundamentally are such evil beings and they commit all these terrible acts. Women don't do these acts. Women simply don't. Like,
that's not true.
Not like men. Like, not like, granted, you might get one or two, but men, you do it in far greater proportions. That's the point. Okay, that's why I find women to be superior to men, because women don't do these things like men do. Have you ever been essayed?
No, I've been harassed.
Have you been harassed? Okay, I'm gonna take a guess and correct me if I'm wrong, but that harassment was 100%.
Was it a man?
Was it a man?
Yes, it was a man.
What a big surprise! Do you know any women in your life who've been harassed or raped or essayed?
Yes.
What was the sex of the person who did those things?
It was a man. No, I agree with you. Men statistically commit more crimes, more assaults, but having this worldview that men are just inferior to women.
Hence, they're not equal to women. Hence, they're inferior morally.
And what does not equal to women mean?
As in, like, in terms of their value, if you do acts like those, fundamentally, you are lesser than. And
no, I agree. Like, if you commit assault or crimes, you are inferior to other people. But you're basically saying that men are just born inferior to women.
That is true. At least as today's current society goes in terms of value, that is the case, 100%. In today's society, men are inferior to women, fundamentally.
But you're saying it's because they commit assault and crimes and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, and biologically.
So you're punishing men who haven't done those things for things. Well, okay, so men are born inferior to women, right?
Right.
So you're basically punishing boys beforehand, before they commit those things, and say you're not worth as much as this other little girl.
Well, unfortunately, that's just the way life is. That's biologically the way they are, you know? If you look at in terms of maturity,
Why can't you say it's a culture problem though?
No. Whilst that's part of it, fundamentally biology is a massive, much bigger part of it, as well as the fact that if I asked you, do you think girls are more mature or boys?
Well, I would say girls.
Exactly. So even from a young age, we see that girls are much better at knowing how to act, knowing what to be like, knowing how to be, well behaved, mature, not silly. And so fundamentally, they are absolutely fundamentally naturally just better. And whilst some of it is culture, a decent amount, a lot of it is just biology and the nature of how they were born. So it's unfortunate, but that's life.
I think it's a really, really sad worldview because
Wow. It's a sad world.
hatred towards each other is a
You just,
contributing factor
you just
to
said that
diversity.
you just said that you do hate certain people.
Thank you, Kira, for what you just said.
You just said that you do hate rapists, pedophiles, so people who do those things.
Yes, because they've committed something
And then you said that
that's morally wrong.
majority of men commit all these acts. And so essentially,
Yes.
you just literally, I don't see why you're not understanding me.
If you take the men who commit those crimes and those assaults, yes, I would say they are inferior to the people who don't do it. But dividing it up in men and women is wrong.
Well,
You should
until
just
men,
divide it up in who's innocent and who's not.
no,
Isn't that
unfortunately,
easier? Isn't that a better
no,
conclusion?
unfortunately, no, unfortunately.